My loves, today I am going to take you into the recesses of my dark psyche and back into the light. I have had some revelations this year about inner child work and relating to our wounded self that I thought could be helpful. That's why I do this. So let me give you a refresh on what the inner child is in my perspective, my training. The inner child is a symbolic term. So it's not us when we were little kids in this lifetime. So I always say, like, whatever happened when you were 8, 9, 10 years old, we go to therapy for that. We get coaches and we do our various kinds of medicine to heal those family of origin wounds. Inner child as a concept is a beautiful phrase. It's a powerful phrase because it elicits gentleness. Let me give you the interchangeable terms for inner child. Your inner child is your unhealed self. It's your fragments. Your inner child is your darkness. It could also be called your unconscious self, your subconscious self. Unconscious and subconscious are different, but let's just put this all in the bucket, the baby basket of shadowy stuff. I refer to my inner child, depends on the day, as baby D or shadow D, or sometimes gnarly things. Most important thing to know, and this is why the term inner child is so effectual. You are the parent of your inner child. You are the creator, the holder, the maker, the sole caretaker of your unhealed stuff, of your shadow self, of your unconsciousness, of your darkness. I mean, that right there is such a reframe for so many of us at some point on the journey, because if we're on the self-help path, we're going to be told by somebody who has not yet been through multiple dark nights. We'll be told by somebody that we should overcome our fear, or we should try and extract our past from our present, or we should just suck it up. But that's not what this is about at all. Healing is about integration. Healing is not about yelling at your fear until it becomes courageous. Healing is not about admonishing your doubt so that it becomes confident. Healing is about, and I know we've heard this from everybody, but I'm going to tell you how I got there. Healing is about loving all fragments of yourself as is, not asking them to change. And today, I want to take the conversation one step further. Not only are we incarnated to love all things as is, but to actually honor them. And this is where we really move up the evolutionary spiral. Okay, let me go back to inner child for a second. What's your number one job when you are caretaking, babysitting, parenting, being a citizen of the planet for children? It's to listen. It's to listen to them. Your number one job is to listen very closely, in fact, anticipate their needs, and to meet those needs in however is wise and ideally immediate. Okay, now here's where you get into relationship with your darkness. We all know that as children, we're wise beyond our years. Every child has some truth bomb, some gorgeous nugget to give to us, right? Right? So does your darkness. Your most rapacious, greedy, needy, the stuff that you've been in therapy for, that you've been pressing down. You don't want to deal with it. It's difficult to deal with it. It's hard to hear those conversations. You feel shocking shame sometimes at the depth of your darkness, your twistedness, your despair. There's wisdom in all of that. I mean, I'm finally getting it after all these years. After all these courses I've sold, the teaching of Carl Jung that the diamond is in the darkness, like I got that. I got that. I got that cognitively. I got that through suicidal ideation and anxiety and success and failure. But I got it on another level recently. You are in a relationship with your darkness. We want to have a quality, unconditionally friendly, loving, compassionate relationship with our darkness. We want to be discerning with our darkness. We want to be radiant and wise with our darkness. You're in relationship with your inner child. He, she, they is not a burden. Yeah? Okay, let me tell you how I got into the deepest layers of this most recently. So I've been in a really intense tunnel transmutation, also known as letting go of a marriage. And I mean, one of the many benefits of agony, emotional agony, these passages, these initiations, and this has indeed been an initiation, is that when you are on your knees asking life, why does it have to be this hard? Guttural sobs on the living room floor with your amazing friends, on text, on Zoom, on WhatsApp, in person, on the plane, all the things. It is a advanced lesson in shadow work. All of that pain that comes to the surface, that feels like it's going to take you down, is coming to the surface to be loved, healed, and listened to. And it's these challenges of our lives, these big seismic events that really do this excavating, as we all know. There's purpose to the pain. And my dissolving of my relationship, my primary relationship, we weren't together long, but the grief was very intense because the love was profound. And at the same time, it was clear that we needed to let go. It brought me closer to my higher self, to my light, to my radiance, and closer to my darkness, my unconscious self, my ego, my inner child. And what I've learned through many challenges over the last decade or so, just lifing. Sometimes it gets lifier for some of us than others. What I learned is that the practices, the tools that I use in crisis for healing are the same practices I need to keep up on a daily basis to regulate my nervous system, to continue to build a stronger bridge, a conduit to my higher self so that light pours in. And one really simple practice, which you maybe have heard me talk about on this podcast, is my morning and evening connecting while I'm in bed with my inner child. I put my right hand on my lower belly, just like you're going to put your thumb in your belly button. And I put my left hand on my heart. And before I get out of bed, I say, Baby D, or sometimes I say, Shadow D, how can I support you today to come into balance? How can I support you today to come into balance? Or what do you need from me today? Or in this particularly painful time I've been in, I'll just put my hand on my belly and my hand on my heart and just say, what do you need? And my experience through this passage has been exceptional in that I have been shocked at how much pain and craving and grief, pre-existing grief and current grief, and hostility and just general fucking gnarliness has been in my unconscious self. And I've had more courage and more support to not turn away this time. And it's really simple. It goes a little something like this. I go to bed, ask my inner child, my shadow self, how they're feeling. And sometimes I would hear just rageful, angry, salacious, just wanting, needing, just terrible. And normally I would have said to myself, oh, that's just like some weird thing in my psyche. That is not actually my psyche. That's not my wounded self. That's not my inner child speaking. But instead, this time I just listened. I listened like a great mother, like I listened to my own son when he's been in pain, like so many psychotherapists and coaches have listened to me, like I listen privately to my own friends and to people in our centered collective, and didn't turn away. And I just kept saying, like I learned to do in couples therapy a decade ago with the first marriage, is there more? Tell me more. I want to hear it all. I am so curious. Is there more? So let me get this straight. This is how you feel. Let me tell you about a particular time. This is where a really distinct revelation came. I did my connection with my inner child, and what she had to say was, she wanted certainty. I want to know, she said. I want certainty. I want clarity. Tell me the future. Tell me. I need to know what's going to happen. I need certainty. I need clarity. You haven't been listening. Can you please be clear and certain with me? Tell me what's going to happen. Okay. Now, this was the punctuated moment. Now, what I could have done, which I've done many times in the past, is I could have spiritually bypassed. I could have said to my shadow self, well, you know that the only time that exists is the now. Past never happened and the future isn't certain, and clinging to our desire to be certain about the future is the root of all suffering. I could have gone all Buddhist on my inner child, but that would have been, in a way, disassociative. It would have been invalidating. I chose to not shame my inner child for wanting certainty about the future. I did not belittle myself for wanting more clarity than ever. I did not dismiss this deep desire for certainty and clarity. Instead, I did what all good mothers do. And I thought quickly, how can I meet your needs? How can I meet your need right now, right where you are? Your need for certainty and clarity. I said, okay, how about this? Let's get up at the same time every day. Let's say the same mantra in front of the altar every day. I'm going to write it out and I'm going to commit every day. Soon as I wake up, we're going to say this mantra. And you should know, if you want certainty and clarity, I hear you. I love knowing that you so intensely want certainty and clarity. I love hearing it all. And I want to give that to you. I'm going to give that to you. I am so powerful. I'm going to give you certainty and clarity every day. I have so much respect for your needs. You know what's certain? Look at all of the friends that we have. Any time of the day, anywhere I am on the planet, with WhatsApp and texting and phone calls and letters and intuitive capacity, we are getting some form of beautiful, wise, loving, encouraging, happy, devoted, want to be there for us support from the humans in our life. That is certain. That is clear. It's always been that way. It will always be that way. You want more certainty and clarity, my love? Okay. I understand that. That's why we're having an astrology reading tomorrow. We're going to get more clarity on what's happening and what might happen in the future. You know what's certain? That we have a trip booked to Paris in November. And if planes stop flying, I will get us to Paris. Somehow we are getting to Paris. We are 1008% for sure. No shadow of a doubt. We are going to be eating chocolate croissants in Paris in November. Certain. You know what I'm for sure certain of? That the Divine Mother and Father have me. Something magnificent is breathing me and all of humanity and always will. The Divine has me and I have you. We are inseparable. And I am very clear, I am 100% certain that you and I are inseparable. You, my darkness, you, my inner child, my shadow, my ego, my fragmented self, I made you. You are from me. We will always be together. Everywhere we go, that is certain. I am very clear. I am so clear about what I have come to the planet to create in this lifetime. And that, my loves, was an evening conversation with Danielle's inner child. And let me just unpack it for another layer for you. That's shadow work. That's love. That is meeting my woundedness where she is at. And that is, for me, being in relationship with my darkness. And that is a beautiful, punctuated moment of seeing that my shadow stuff that so often appears to be so afraid and belligerent and needy, she's wise, because there is so much beauty and so much sanity and love in the desire for certainty and clarity. I think clarity is a virtue. I think it's a soul quality. I think clarity is a form of deliberateness and inspired action. It's reliability. It's clear communication. And it is so good for our nervous systems that clarity and certainty are holiness. And it took a lot of pain to bring me into my darkness, to show me the truth. My human needs are so valid that even my unconscious self is aware of it. Your needs, when you get down to them with gentle attention and compassion, are always going to bring you back to your irrefutable divinity. You know what else I'm certain about, very clear about? Whatever you might be going through now or in the future that is difficult and challenging, it will pass. It is for your expansion. We make it through the tunnel eventually, every single time. And you can give that message to your inner child every single day. I will be here next week for you without any spiritual bypassing, with lots of clarity. And that is certain, always with love. Danielle. Thank you so much for listening, for feeling, for spreading the word. With love.